You know, I still remember that night like it was yesterday sitting in this fancy spot called Sterling Bistro, the kind of place where the silverware costs more than my weekly groceries, and I'm just trying to enjoy a quiet dinner alone, 7 months pregnant with our little girl kicking like she's already got places to be. But then this waitress, Brooke, a young white woman with that tired, pinched look in her eyes, she comes over and bam dumps a whole pitcher of ice water right over my $2,500 dress, leaning in real close with this venomous whisper. Oops, sweetie, maybe try a spot that fits your vibe instead of playing dress up here. The room goes dead silent, forks hovering, eyes staring, and I'm sitting there soaked to the bone, hand on my belly, feeling the cold seep in and wondering if the stress is gonna hurt my baby humiliation hitting harder than any chill ever could. I didn't cry. Not there. I stood up slow, water dripping everywhere, looked her dead in the eye and said, voice steady but edged with fire, "You have no clue what you've just started." Then I pulled out exact change from my untouched salad, slapped a $400 tip on the table, yeah, even then, and walked out with my head high, though inside I was fighting back tears, breath catching like I might shatter. Brooke? She smirks at her coworkers, mutters something like, finally showed her the door, but her hands are shaking a bit as she mops up, like some gut instincts whispering she's crossed a line she can't uncross. See, Brooke wasn't just having a bad night, she was 28, single mom scraping by in a rundown apartment, bitter from getting passed over for a manager gig at the bistro, drowning in bills from her ex's gambling debts that somehow landed on her. And yeah, she'd been targeting folks like me before, well-dressed black customers, snide comments under her breath, assuming we were all faking it to fit in. It made her feel bigger, I guess, in her small, crumbling world. Jealousy twisted into something ugly, rooted in her own fears of never climbing out of that hole. Outside, my husband Marcus is waiting in our sleek black SUVs. This powerhouse real estate guy built his empire from nothing, owns half the buildings in the district through quiet deals, but there's always those whispers about his old street connections, the kind that make people think twice. He sees me trembling, dress ruined, eyes glassy, and his face hardens like stone, gentle as he helps me in, but voice low and lethal. "What happened, Elena?" I glance back at the bistro, heart pounding, and say, "Someone forgot how to show respect and it's gonna cost her." That night, the stress hits hard, contractions start. I'm in the ER sobbing in Marcus's arms, doctors warning about premature labor, all because one woman's hate put my baby at risk. Marcus? He's furious, but calculated. Digs into Brooke's life, finds out he owns her apartment building through a shell company. His firm handles security for her kid's school, where I volunteer as a pediatric cardiologist. Even her ex owes money to folks in his network. It's not about violence for him now. It's deeper, a protective rage from growing up poor, watching his own mom get disrespected, now channeled into pulling strings like an invisible web. Over the next weeks, Brooke's world unravels, not random, but precise, like fate with a grudge. Her shifts get slashed to part-time, business slowing. Her boss says coldly as cancellations pour in after a viral video of the incident tanks the bistro's rep. Rent jumps $300. Insurance spikes on bogus claims. Marcus's people plant legal, airtight. Then the hammer drops. Her 9-year-old boy, Jamie, collapses at school, needs emergency heart surgery, $75,000 she ain't got. Insurance covering squat. She's fired, evicted looming, mom's meds cut off, desperate, begging on calls that go nowhere. In a twist that chills even me, her doc mentions a philanthropist who helps cases like this Marcus right. She shows up at his office, clutching files, and when he turns around, recognition hits her like a freight train. "You're her husband," she stammers, face draining white. Marcus leans back, calm as ice. "Yeah, and you've been feeling the fallout from dumping water on my pregnant wife, telling her she doesn't belong." Ironic. "Huh? Coming to me now to save your kid?" She breaks, sobbing. "Please, not him's innocent. I'll do anything. Apologize, work for free." Marcus studies her, that broken mess, and something shifts, maybe seeing echoes of his own past struggles, or my plea later. "We've made our point, but mercy might teach more than ruin." He funds the surgery, but not without a sit-down. "You learn from this, or it all comes back." Jamie pulls through, and Brooke? She's shattered. Remade dives into anti-bias workshops, Volunteers at my clinic helping pregnant moms from all walks. Faces stories that mirror what she dished out, holding a newborn one day and weeping over what she almost destroyed in me. Months later, at a new joint, Vista Lounge, she serves us voice steady, eyes grateful. Dr. Right, mister. Right, it's an honor. I see the change, real and raw, and we share a nod. Forgiveness hanging quiet like dawn after a storm. But here's the thing that keeps me up sometimes: was it justice? Or did we play God a bit too much? Even if her hate started it? What do you think, too far or just right? Drop a comment, share if you've seen something like this tear through a community, and hit subscribe if stories of real turnaround hit home.